Welcome back, everybody. We're here to pull cards for June the 1st. I'm going to be pulling one card for overall energy. That's two cards. That does not count. I'm going to be pulling one card for overall energy, and after that I'll be pulling one card for each sign individually. So let's see what's going to come up here for overall energy. Well, boy, we have a lot of things popping today. Just means we've got a lot of things going on in the energy. This is one card that flopped out for us. Okay, Two of Cups showing up in reverse. That's going to be our overall energy. So with that being overall energy, for me, Two of Cups in reverse just means that there was something that we were enjoying that we did think was pleasant at one point, whether this was interacting with another person, a project, an activity, an idea, a purpose, yeah, anything like that. That covers a lot of ground, doesn't it? That we were enjoying at one point, and now we're realizing, you know what, I don't enjoy this as much anymore. As a matter of fact, not only do I not enjoy it, I kind of think I would rather not be putting my energy into that anymore. Okay, so let's see how that impacts each sign. I think yesterday we realized something wasn't quite what was ideal. So this may be sort of a continuation of that energy. It's very similar energy for sure. All right, let's see what we have. Okay, so Aries. Aries, we have the Queen of Swords showing up as your card today. So that indicates the energy in your life. To me, this is my no bullshit card, honestly. Excuse the language, but this talks about the idea, Aries, that you guys, y'all have been through some stuff. Y'all have seen some things go down, and this is kind of my street smart, emotionally aware card. I know that's interesting because it's a sword card to say that it's emotionally aware, but this is a card that indicates somebody who has seen some things that have hurt them emotionally, and they have sort of went through and figured out what was the lesson behind that, and now they see BS walking 10 miles away and they're cutting it out. Okay, so this is a card that talks about the idea of not letting anybody create any illusions that are going to pull you into something that you're going to regret later, and really just putting your business cap on, thinking things through, and taking care of business, you know? No BS, taking care of business, doing what needs to be done, doing it right, and getting it behind us. This is what this card talks about. So Aries, I feel like this is very much your energy today. And I feel like, you know, this also can be very much a hatchet person type of energy too. It could be that, you know, where you're seeing that you're spending energy unnecessarily, or where you have people that are dragging you away from your targets or your goals. You may be cutting those people out, cutting them off, that type of thing. And with our Queen of Swords coming up in your individual energy and the collective energy being the Two of Cups in reverse, these kind of reinforce each other. It basically talks about not spending so much time on something that maybe at one time in the past was pleasant, but now you're really focused on just taking care of business. And this really says, this has the strong implication that you don't have time for things that are that maybe used to be pleasant if they're not helping you to do something more productively in your life. That if those things that used to seem pleasant are actually taking you away from your goals and your targets that you're trying to reach out for, you don't have time for them. You're not BSing today. You're taking care of business. Okay? So getting down to business for those of you who are Aries. Now, Taurus placements. 10 of Swords. Okay. Well, this is a pretty clear-cut energy here with the 10 of Swords and the overall being that Two of Cups in reverse. Two of Cups in reverse just means there's something that you used to enjoy. Could be the company of a person or anything else. Something that you used to enjoy. You're not really enjoying it anymore. You could kind of take it or leave it. In fact, maybe you'd rather leave it. With the 10 of Swords, you're cutting it out. You're not playing. Very much like the Aries energy. You're cutting out whatever this is because it's not, even though it used to be pleasant, it's not pleasant anymore. You don't want it. Bye-bye. Okay. Now let's look at Gemini. Okay. So Gemini's double card showing up in reverse with the overall energy being the Two of Cups in reverse. So this is really some nice energy. Basically, this is talking about that there was something toxic that was happening in your life, and at one point in your life it felt good. It didn't feel toxic. It felt enjoyable and pleasant, and it no longer feels pleasant. It is toxic, and I think with the Devil card coming in reverse, I think you're just getting rid of it. Like it's not just that, I'm not enjoying this as much anymore. It's not as fun as it used to be. I'm getting older and the hangovers are harder or whatever the situation might happen to be. This is you not just doing that talk about, okay, well, after this I'm going to quit. No, this is you today. You're like, you know what? You're not even interesting to me. Whatever that toxic thing is, it's just not interesting you. Whether it's a relationship, an addiction, a thought pattern, whatever that is, that's been toxic, that's had that sort of toxic hold on you. Yeah, that's done. That toxic hold is over, and I think that it's final. I think that whatever this is you're walking away from that's toxic for you, I don't see you walking back to it. You're not even enjoying it anymore with the Two of Cups in reverse. Why would you? Why would you? Okay. So who was that? That was Gemini's. Next up, let's look at Cancer. Excuse me. So Cancer's Two of Pentacles. Cancers, you guys may be on the way to burnout right now. With the Two of Pentacles, you've got a lot on your plate, and you're doing everything you can to keep everything in action the way that it needs to be. The thing is that you used to enjoy this type of challenge and the way this has been running, but as of right now, with this Two of Cups and the overall, you're kind of coming to the point where you don't really enjoy it anymore. And I really think the first thing that popped up to me is you might be starting to realize that, whoa, I'm getting close to burnout. I'm going to have to make some changes here. If I want to keep doing whatever it is I'm doing, I'm going to have to make some changes so there's some balance. So I'm not just doing this, but I'm doing other things as well. So getting close to burnout and taking some action to make sure that you don't actually go into full-on burnout, that you turn that momentum around. Okay? That's for Cancers. I really like the artwork on this deck. All right, so Leo's up next with the King of Wands showing up in reverse. Excuse me. So Leo's with that King of Wands in reverse, with our overall energy being the Two of Cups also in reverse. This just means that there is something that you used to participate in, that you used to really enjoy, and now you'd rather really not. You kind of don't know what to do about it. And what I'm picking up is you've probably told some other people, or at least one other person, yep, I could do this for the rest of my life. Or, yeah, I'm going to do this. There's some kind of commitment I think that you've made, or something that you've told somebody. So now you kind of feel like you have to keep doing this thing, but you aren't enjoying it anymore. Leos, and so this really has you kind of in a sticky situation. I don't think you exactly have figured out what you're going to do about this situation yet. Not with that King of Wands showing up in reverse. Okay, it looks to me like whenever it was young and new and challenging and exciting, yeah, you could have kept going with this forever. Now it's just not. Now it's more everyday hum-ho, and now you're ready for the next young and new and exciting. So, you may have gotten yourself into a word trap there that you're working on. Okay, how do I unentangle myself from whatever this is? All right, so that's for you, Leos. Next up, we have Virgo. Page of Wands showing up in reverse for Virgos. We just had the King of Wands. Isn't that interesting? Page of Wands in reverse for Virgos. Virgos. Okay. So Virgos, I think you've got a situation with this overall energy that you're not very happy with anymore, that you used to enjoy a lot. And I think with this Page of Wands in reverse, I think you're telling somebody, you know what? I'm just not feeling this anymore. Sorry, I'm not into it. Okay? Next up, we're looking at Libra. Knight of Wands. Wow, how did all the wands get right snuck up together after all the shuffling that this deck has had? Next thing, if the next thing is the Queen of Wands, I'm just going to be totally flabbergasted. This is already incredible. So, Knight of Wands showing up in reverse with that Two of Cups in reverse for the overall energy. For those of you who are Libras, it looks to me like you are basically trying to scatter your energy around. You're trying to avoid letting somebody know in this overall energy that you're just not as into whatever situation it is that you used to enjoy, that now you really could live without. So rather than saying something to this other person or this group of people or whatever your situation might be, rather than saying something, you have just decided, you know what, it's better if I just scatter my energy all over and go do these other things that make me feel excited right now and just pay less attention to whatever this is over here and just kind of do that quietly, like deprioritize that quietly. That's what we see you doing today, Libras. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work out for you. Everybody's situation is going to be different. But that's the way that you're choosing to handle it is what's coming up on the board. And for some of you, I bet you it works really well. Let's see. Let's look at Scorpio. Scorpio, Scorpio. Ooh, yesterday's overall energy card. The World card in reverse. With the Two of Cups in reverse. That makes so much sense. Okay, so you're starting to realize that something that you really, really did enjoy and like, you no longer really, really enjoy or like it anymore. In fact, you could pretty much live without it. And so with this World card in reverse, what we're doing, fellow Scorpios, is we are changing our goals or our targets. Whenever we thought that we really enjoyed that other thing, we were including that in our goals or our targets. Maybe stepping that up was our goal or our target. Now, since we've realized, I'm not as into that as I used to be, now that goal or target is changing. We're focusing on something else instead. All right, so that's Scorpio. Next up, let's look at Sagittarius. Oh, we can put this down here, can't we? Sagittarius, you guys have the Sun card showing up. We like the Sun card. All right. So this is a card that talks about the truth coming out. It talks about happiness. It's interesting how there's two little ones on this card. Usually this is a horse with a child, and then you've got the sun overlooking the horse and the child. Sagittarius. What's going on here with the overall energy is there is something in your sphere of influence that you're not enjoying as much as you used to. And I think that you're not enjoying it as much as you used to because you have something new that has shown up in your life that is much more exciting and satisfying and fulfilling. So it's not like your life has just become ho-hum because what used to be fun isn't anymore. It's just that you found this new thing that is more exciting now than the other thing that you used to be excited about. Okay. Capricorn. Death card showing up in reverse for Capricorn placements. What's going on here? So Capricorn's with this overall energy of the Two of Cups in reverse, talking about the idea of not being into something or not enjoying something that at one time you really were interested in and fascinated by and wanted to spend more time with. Now you're realizing, not so much anymore. You would rather not. You would rather not. Problem is that with this Death card in reverse, you know you need to get away from whatever this is, but you're not moving away from it. And I think that the reason you're not moving away from whatever this is that doesn't bring you joy anymore is because you're worried about how that's going to impact other aspects of your life. So one way that can manifest, just for an example, doesn't have to be the way it's manifesting for each of you, but one way that can manifest is, if you're really good friends with somebody and that person happens to have great connections, and you really like hanging out with that person, you like understanding what makes them tick better, you like talking to them, they're just a pleasant person to be around. And then all of a sudden you realize that wow, they said something or they've done something, and you just can't be on board with that for whatever reason. Now you're not as thrilled about being around them, but you're still being around that person because they've still got, um, all this great network around them that you would like to be able to tap into. And you don't know what's going to happen if you don't hang around with that person anymore, then what's going to happen with you and this network that you need. So we see you, and it doesn't have to be specifically that reason, but we do see you staying with something that no longer really catches your interest anymore. Now, this can be a relationship, can be a project, can be a creative activity, can be a hobby. And I know I'm repeating myself. For those of you who watch this video all the way through, I know I'm repeating myself, but some people just skip to their signs. So I just want to make sure everybody has a full understanding of what I'm talking about here. All right, so there's some reason why you're staying involved in something that no longer intrigues you or makes you happy. You're afraid to let go of it because you're afraid of some type of side effects or repercussions. All right, so who was that? That was Capricorn. Next up we have Aquarius. Okay, so Aquarius, Two of Swords showing up in reverse, along with the Two of Cups in reverse. We haven't had very many cards right set up. I think one today so far. Two of Swords in reverse just says there's some type of confusion, having trouble making a decision, not really being able to, well, not allowing yourself to rely on your intuition, not feeling like you know enough in the tangible world to make a decision. So some real confusion coming in here. And this confusion is over the idea that there's someone or something that you used to really be into, and now just suddenly you're not really into them anymore. And I don't think you really understand why or what happened, but you're having a hard time with the idea that, but wait, I used to be so attracted to whatever this is. Now all of a sudden I really could live without it, just not really understanding what's going on there. Okay? And whatever's going on is going on within yourself as a reaction to this other thing. All right, so anyway, let's look at Pisces. Pisces, Three of Wands showing up in reverse with the Two of Cups and the overall energy for everybody. So Three of Wands in reverse, for those of you who are Pisces, you have a situation with this overall energy of something that you used to really enjoy and you used to want to spend more and more and more time with it. Now you really don't anymore. And so now you're really making plans to minimize whatever this is in your life. Minimize that thing that you're not so attracted to anymore. Making plans to do that. Because you don't really want to keep staying in this energy now that it's not attractive to you anymore. So you're making plans not to, basically. All right? So thank you very much, everybody, for having me as a part of your day today. And I will see you guys back on the next video. Peace out.